joined by Todd from Ashdon Farms. Many of you have probably met Todd at our previous trainings. New to our group is Doug from M2 Media Group, and he will be presenting to you everything about the software that we're going to be using this year. And like I said, if you have any questions at any time, just pop those into the chat for us. Next slide, please. Here are some resources that you're all probably pretty familiar with. Our customer care group is always available to take any of your questions. So if you have any questions, always go through them first, and then they'll pop over any questions to Christine, Crystal, and I that they don't have the answers for, but they have a lot of the answers, so they're pretty helpful. Our Girl Scout website, we do have a special fall product section on there for everybody to use, and we have a lot of resources and videos downloaded there for you already. And I also sent everybody a M2 FAQ sheet, as well as a CPSC guide to help you with M2. I think there's a few people in the call today that weren't registered originally, so if you didn't receive that email, just let me know and I'll send that over to you. And with that, I think we're ready to introduce Todd.
Thank you, Lauren, and it's great to see everyone here today and get ready to kick off the fall product program for 2020. For the next section here, we'll talk about Ashdon Farms and the information and updates about the nuts and chocolate, and also the ways that girls can participate and customers can support. There are different ways or multiple ways. There's the in-person opportunity using the nut and candy order card, and also online ordering opportunities where customers receive access to the online Girl Scout store where they can order magazines, nuts and chocolate under both the online girl delivered opportunity for nuts and candy, and also direct shipped to their home or business. A little bit about Ashdon Farms. Ashdon has been a longtime licensed vendor for GSUSA for about 25 years, and also a longtime partner for Girl Scouts of the Green and White Mountains. It's always been a pride about quality, production, packaging, and distribution of the Girl Scout products, but it's also a good point to make about the high-level certifications that Ashdon has for safe food handling. So with the challenges that we're facing now, it's a point to make for you to possibly share with your troop coordinators and families that you can be sure that there are many steps in place for safe handling of the Girl Scout products. Let's take a quick look back at 2019. You really had an outstanding year, one of the best ever for the Girl Scouts of the Green and White Mountains. Online Girl Delivered was a big part of that. As you can see, a huge increase in that category. So it was definitely a contributor to the strong results. It's also a very good indication that your customers and your girls have bought into the online ordering process. So with the direction that things are going in and the trends, that's very important for continued success and increased momentum. Overall, your sales increased by 7.5%. Top selling items, the top three were peanut butter bears, dulce de leche owls, and dark chocolate mint penguins. Then you can see here the online item that was the #1 most popular was the thank you donation. Girl participation was slightly higher, which is good, but what was very good was the per girl average increased nicely. So again, a contributing factor to your overall success. Now here's just an FYI of your top 10 selling items on the nut and candy lineup as compared to the National Girl Scout top 10 on the left-hand side of the screen. We mentioned the top 3, and you can see then from #4, dark chocolate caps, pecan clusters, English butter toffee. Lots of chocolate, lots of good chocolate items, obviously our favorite sellers. And those top 10 are also part of your nut and candy order card for this year. This is the actual 2020 nut order card for your council. You probably received these materials already as of last week. If not, you can get in touch with Lauren and the team and let them know that you either need more or didn't get your shipment, and we can track it down for you. So the lineup is always kind of analyzed by Lauren and everyone at the product sales team to say what obviously we are going to keep, and what modifications or adjustments can we make to the lineup. So there have been a couple of those that we'll cover here in a second, but overall it's a great variety of chocolatey and salty and really good quality items. The value is there. The price point between $5 and $10 is really great for customers to order and girls to be able to confidently go out with something that is a great opportunity and value for customers to order. The items make excellent holiday gifts too. The distribution will be just in time for holidays. And again, the value and just the fact that you're supporting Girl Scouts at the same time providing a teacher gift or a neighbor gift, or really for anyone that would appreciate a nice item at a great price. Magazines make great gifts also for the holidays. Now, here is a snapshot of your troop proceeds. $1 are received and earned by the troops for each or most of the nut and candy items sold. $2 are kept for troop proceeds for the Girl Scout collectible tin and for the holiday tin. $3 are earned for troop proceeds for every magazine subscription. You've probably seen in your instructions, if you've reviewed them, there is also an opportunity for opt-out. So troops that choose to collectively go for higher proceeds and waive the rewards can do that by selecting that opportunity. And by the way, this lineup that you see here on the card, the 15 items plus the donation opportunity are the exact items that are available for customers to order for online girl delivered as well. And speaking of the donation option, customers can make a $5 donation toward nuts that will be donated in support of the military personnel in the U.S. and overseas through Operation Gratitude. And this is an organization that has been in partnership with Ashdon Farms for a number of years. They do a great job of distributing out the products and other items to the military. The donation option will also count for credit for troop proceeds and also for credit for girl rewards and patches. Now, a little bit more about troop proceeds. This is an example of a troop with 10 girls that each sell 5 magazine subscriptions and 20 nut and chocolate items. So really modest level of participation, but with your proceed opportunity, the troops can earn over $350. So that really is a nice thing to point out, and for girls to know about that financial possibility and then set a goal. What do we want to do with the money that we earn from our fall product? And if the girls get excited and get behind something that they really enjoy doing, or maybe even donating money to a charity, to a cause in the community, they can do that with the goal chart that's provided on the site. So this is downloadable, and it's not a bad suggestion at all to suggest to your troop coordinators to use this in that exercise with girls to set goals, because a troop with a goal is definitely going to be most successful. Let's look at the items. The new collectible Girl Scout tin for this year is the Girl Scout Brownie uniform tin, and it's the second in a series. Those of you, which I know many of you are veterans that were involved last year, remember we had the junior uniform tin. It will be again loaded with the mint treasures, the individually wrapped mint chocolates that are delicious. And the detail is just as nice as it was last year with regard to the authenticity of the uniform and the detail, even down to the little tag on the back of the uniform, which, by the way, is from the 1980s, specifically 1986. So perhaps this is a uniform that looks familiar to some of you, way back in the 1980s. Another new opportunity or option this year for products is the holiday tin, which is the winter chickadee tin. That's a new design this year. And also The product, which is not new, but it's packaged in the holiday tin, the Deluxe Pecan clusters. As you saw, very definitely a favorite of your Girl Scout customers in the area. So now this year they can get just about twice as many of the Deluxe Pecan clusters. It's 2 layers of trays inside the holiday tin. So obviously and most definitely a super holiday gift option at $10. A new product, peanut butter pretzel mix. And this is a really delicious, savory and sweet mix with cashews and nuts and little mini peanut butter cups, Reese's Pieces style of peanut M&Ms, and salted pretzels in a stand-up and resealable bag. So this one is new. Peanut butter bears are your #1 seller, so another peanut butter item is not a bad idea. If you've looked at the card already and maybe noticed, okay, something had to be replaced to make room for the peanut butter trail mix, it was the coconut cashews. So I apologize if that was your favorite, but it didn't make it onto the in-person order card this year. It is, however, available on the online Girl Scout store. So if you need coconut cashews, you can still get them, just they need to be ordered to be shipped. New last year, we had the dark chocolate peppermint pretzels, also in a stand-up bag. Delicious pretzels, a great holiday gift too. That's what we saw a lot of what was happening with the holiday packaging with this item at $7. Thin mint almonds were a new item. Dark chocolate enrobed thin mint recipe, great Girl Scout name, great Girl Scout product in a pop top can. So this one is back, and we expect for the momentum to grow around the thin mint almonds too. Now, let's talk a little bit more about the online girl delivered option, which was so successful for you last year. Here are the details. Customers receive access to the online Girl Scout store where they can choose online girl delivered as an option. Here, the customer will pay with a credit card or debit card, and they do not need to pay for the shipping because the products will be delivered to you and then on to the troops and the girls for delivery out to the customers with their other in-person items that were ordered from the Nut and Candy order card. And as mentioned, the Nut and Candy in-person order card is the exact lineup of items that would be available for online girl delivered, for obvious reasons, because that's where those are the products that are delivered out with your initial order. So a key point here, there is no need for the family or the troop coordinator or yourselves to enter these orders into the M2 operating system. They automatically transfer into the system. So it'll end up in all the right places, delivery tickets, reports, etc. It's not necessary for them to be entered as it is for the in-person sales through the card. Obviously, as mentioned, also the girls deliver to the customer, no money to be collected because it's paid online by credit card, and there are no additional fees whatsoever for credit card fees or delivery for the online girl delivered. The other online opportunity is direct shipped. So this again, the customer will receive access through either an email or a link on social media. They choose the direct shipped opportunity for convenience, and then they have a larger and expanded list of products to choose from. All of the nut card items, those 15 plus the donation, and about 20 more. Here, the customer pays with a credit card as well. However, they do need to be willing to pay for shipping because these products will be packed and sent directly to the customer's home or business within about a week. Troops get credit, girls get credit for all of these sales, and it's a real convenient way for the customer to order. Here are some of the online options that are available beyond the Nut and Candy order card. So you've got a couple, or actually 3, of higher end tins, one with jumbo cashews, one with a gourmet blend, which is really a delicious mixed nut blend. And then you've got caramel corn with nuts also. Last year's Girl Scout tin for those customers that want another one or maybe didn't have an opportunity to get it will be available while supplies last on the Girl Scout store. And as you can see, some other options too. This is the direct shipped online shipping chart. So again, as mentioned, the customers will be willing to pay for the shipping. And as in the past, it's dependent on the size of the order. So the dollar amount of the items that are put into the shopping cart by the shopper will determine the amount of shipping that that order is required to pay. So here's the breakdown, just for your own information about how that works. For those customers that are absolutely in need of getting their peanut butter bears expedited, there is a 2-day option, but most will probably take advantage of the standard shipping selection. Of the total list of Girl Scout products available, 22 of the items are naturally gluten-free. So for customers that have either an allergen or a sensitivity to gluten, there are still some good number of options for those customers also. Beyond that, and additional information about nutritionals and ingredients can be found at that link that you see here on the middle of the screen. Here, the girl or the customer can see and access all of the information about any product that they may be considering ordering, and see that ahead of time to make sure it's appropriate for them. And then a little bit about the deliveries. As mentioned, the deliveries happen, as always, in the just before the holiday time, and you'll see your exact date for deliveries. You, as a service unit level coordinator, will receive all the products for your troops. When they come from the delivery agent, and again, we'll be using ABLE for the entire council area, Vermont and New Hampshire. They do a great job. They also will be prepared to practice any safety protocols that are in place for the timing around your delivery, so you can be confident and comfortable that those steps will be followed. But take the time to count carefully the items and sign off on the delivery ticket that you've received your order. Prior to distribution, keep care of the product in a cool, dry place, away from any critters or hungry teenagers. We know that the most popular product for squirrels in the New Hampshire and Vermont area is also the peanut butter bears. So resist the request of a volunteer, oh, just put it outside for me, I'll be by in an hour, because we know an hour becomes 2 hours or 3 hours and enough time for the squirrels to attack. But anyway, schedule your fall product coordinators to come and pick up the product. Make sure you pre-sort ahead of time with the challenges that were faced this year. It's even more important than ever before. Use the reports from the M2 operating system to assist with your distribution, and obtain a signed report from the adult picking up for the troops. And remember, safety, 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 and we'll be ready to go for another great year. And now at this time, I am going to hand it off to Doug to go through the excitement around the M2 OS and all of the ease and simplicity that goes into the operation of the M2 operating system.
Well, thank you very much, Todd, and great job as always. It is a pleasure to be part of today's training, and it is also an honor to join Todd and Ashdon Farms as a partner of the Girl Scouts of Green and White Mountains. As Todd mentioned, my name is Doug Mostrom, and I do represent a company called M2 Media that provides the magazine fulfillment as well as the online platform. And we're going to go over the online platform with you today because it's really exciting. A little bit about M2 Media is we're a technology company based out of Connecticut. And we have a huge tech team down in Pennsylvania, as well as a customer service team that hopefully many of you will get to know, located up in Ohio. And we are all dedicated to make sure that this program runs as smoothly as possible for you. We joined the Girl Scout world back in 2013 and built the system that you're about to see in 5 short months, and used it in 4 councils the very first year. We've been adding to the features and the functionality of this site for the last 7 seasons, and we're proud to announce our 8th season. Last year, 51 councils used our platform for the fall product program, and 4 councils used it for their cookie program, actually. And then this year, we're proud to announce that 100% of all the councils are using our platform for the fall product program this year. So without further ado, let me please introduce to you our 2 taglines this year, which are bravely be you and trust your strengths, and also point out to you our signature feature, which is the avatar. Why do we have the avatar as our signature feature? Well, back in 2013, we realized that the online component of the fall product program was going to continue to become more and more instrumental. Little did we know that it would be in 2020 where it would be crucially instrumental during a pandemic. But we realized that as the online component got more important, that the customer would have to still relate back to the girl in order to feel motivated to be supportive. What do I mean by that? We believe that customers are motivated to support the girl and the Girl Scouts because of the girl herself. She's motivated. She's a relative. She's a daughter of a neighbor or a friend or a coworker. She's goal-oriented. She's cute. She's trying to build her own self-esteem. Whatever the case is, it usually comes back to the girl as the reason that customers provide the support for the Girl Scouts. It is also in addition to the fact that they get magazines and they love nuts and chocolates as well. But again, it comes back to the girl. So we created the opportunity in our system for the girl to be able to replicate herself in an avatar type of atmosphere. She gets to create an avatar that looks like herself and sounds like herself. And I'll show you how that system works today so that that customer in the online world can relate everything back to the girl. So moving forward, first of all, I'd like to thank all of you. I'd like to thank you for all that you do for Girl Scouts and remind you that this program wouldn't even be possible without you. When we built our system at M2 Media, we kept you in mind and we kept the girl in mind. And we realized that if we made it easy and fun for the girl and easy for you, that it would be a huge success, as it already has been. Again, in 8 short years, we have had the interest of 100% of all the Girl Scout councils wanting to use our program for the season. You are instrumental not only in the product program, but you're instrumental in helping these girls learn and develop skills that will last them a lifetime. And using our taglines this year, we want to kick off this Girl Scout year with you and look forward to bravely sharing our strengths with you. Before we get into the nuts and bolts of the M2 online platform, I'd like to ask each one of you to kind of put your thinking caps on and step away from your role as the product program manager and basically just say, you know what does this product mean for the development of girls? What do they learn from being in product program? Now, in the past, we've done an in-person training, and we've gone around the room and we asked volunteers to raise their hand. We are not going to be able to do that today, so I'm going to read off the most popular answers that we've heard over the years. What did Girl Scouts learn from this program? They learned responsibility, accountability, email marketing and technology. They learn customer service, how to say please and thank you, follow up with the customer. They learn how to set their own goals. They build their self-esteem and confidence, which I believe is one of the most important things that they learn from product program. They get out of their comfort zone. They learn how to overcome rejection because not every customer will say yes to them. They learn budgeting, money management, empowerment, and a lot more. So when you are talking to the troop leaders about encouraging their troop to participate this year, please remind them that it's not just about magazines, nuts, and chocolates, about what the girl learns and the skills that they're going to develop to take on to their adult life and be able to benefit in interpersonal relationships, when they raise families, when they have their careers and they do their schooling, and so much more. We also asked the question, what have they experienced by using the money that they themselves have earned from product program? And volunteers raise their hand and they raise it and they say, you know what, they do camping. They do social engagements, travel, the #1 answer actually, travel to Washington, D.C., to New York City, down to Savannah. A lot of girls go across the seas with the money that they earn during product program. So these girls are developing and experiencing some really cool things, some things that most of us haven't even been able to experience ourselves. And that is really encouraging because, again, the more worldly they become, the more experienced they become, and the more memories they have of their time in Girl Scouts, the more valuable it is to participate in the product program. And lastly, we asked the question, do you know any troops that have actually used the proceeds that they've earned to give back to the community? And hands go up all the time. Well, what have they done? Some troops have adopted a family for the holidays, given them presents that they otherwise wouldn't have been able to have because they didn't have the money. Again, a great thing to do for this year because of the situation we're all in. They cook dinners and say thank you to the hometown heroes and the first responders, especially important in these days as well. They go to various stores with the cash in their pocket and they pick customers that they believe would benefit from them purchasing the items in their cart. So they walk up to a customer and say, the Girl Scouts would like to buy the items in the cart for you. And the feeling that those girls get when they see the look on that customer's face, sometimes tears stream down the face and the customers explain different reasons why they're so touched. And then all the customers that are around experiencing this interaction are touched as well. And then they take that back and spread the good news about Girl Scouts throughout their community. So lots of great things happening from the product program, in addition to the people enjoying magazines, nuts, and chocolates while being able to support the girl. So we ask you to bravely be you and understand that you are directly impacting the future of these girls by facilitating this largest girl-led entrepreneurial program in the world. Think about that. You're facilitating this largest girl-led entrepreneurial program in the world and directly impacting the future of these girls. You're assisting them in earning the funds that are going to support all these different activities and all these different travels and opportunities to serve the community and give back to specific people and families. You're providing them an opportunity not only to learn, but to share their skills with their friends inside of Girl Scouts, at schools, and their communities, to make the world a better place. And you are providing them with life-changing experiences by trusting your strengths. So please use your strengths to create and continue to create memorable experiences for these girls that are funded by this program. Stay focused on why this is all so important, because again, it's not just a fundraiser of any kind or a money earning activity. It is something that will develop them into great human beings with lots of different skills that'll help them be successful in their later life. And please continue to be a resource for your troop leaders. Call them up, each one by one, and maybe set a specific goal. Last year you had half of your troop participate. Let's go for 75% this year. Or how about getting every one of your girls to at least create their online campaign? Something that's a little bit more than last year. Todd mentioned that you guys had a great year last year. 313% increase in online girl delivered orders. Please share the value of this program with as many people as you can, not just from the product program standpoint, but from Girl Scouts in general, because in times like this, people are waiting to get back to their jobs. They're waiting for their jobs to open up so they can continue making the money they were making before everything shut down. And they are looking to budget very carefully while still trying to find things for their daughters to do with sports and different activities being shut down as well. And the Girl Scouts fits the bill perfectly. So the more you share about the value of the entire program and what they learn from doing things like product programs, selling cookies, selling magazines, nuts, and chocolates, how that's going to help them develop as human beings. I'd like to introduce to you a few new things this year, one of them being the mascot. The mascot this year is a three-toed pygmy sloth. Now what we find is the more the girls learn about the mascot, the more they fall in love with it and want to work to earn that plush animal in the reward program. So a little bit about our three-toed pygmy sloth. It is the smallest of all three-toed sloths. It only became a species back about 19 years ago, but it's being threatened. There are less than 100 of them left on the planet, and they all live on an island just outside of the Panama. They primarily survive off eating the leaves of the red mangrove trees, but they're still really tiny and only 6 pounds. And did you know sloths can swim? So if you like YouTube, search YouTube videos for sloth swimming, and you'll be able to see some really cute and fun videos that you can encourage the troop leaders to show to the girls where sloths are swimming through the water. I didn't know before we picked this mascot that a sloth could swim, and I bet most of you didn't either. So please enjoy researching and then passing forward all the information about this year's mascot. I mentioned before that the girls will have the opportunity to create their own avatar, which is a really cool and fun activity on our online program. So why not have the girls earn a patch with that avatar on it? In year number 1 of this program, we did not have the patch. One of our tech guys came to us and said, we know that the avatar is super important in our system, and we know that patches are super important to the Girl Scouts, so why don't we put the avatar on a patch? And we said, because we didn't know you could. He says, I will build the technology to make that happen. So this will be our 7th year where the girls can earn an avatar patch, and the first year that the avatar is actually sitting down. So we're breaking new ground with having the avatar in a different configuration. But what does it take to earn the avatar patch? I'm pleased to announce that the Girl Scouts of Green and White Mountains have made the criteria so small to be able to earn this patch, smaller than any other council in the country. So get excited about it, because you have a huge opportunity to share this with the girls. All the girls need to do to earn the patch is create an online campaign with 1 or more email addresses to family and friends, and then only reach $175 in total orders. Now, last year, every girl that came into our system and created their campaign averaged $180 in online orders. So simply by creating the campaign, nearly 100% of the girls, you would think through statistics, will earn this patch very easily. We'll also be able to provide the opportunity for them to build the patch online, and I will show you how that happens. But please note that all the patches will be built in the system by the girl, so they'll have that fun activity, and then our system will recognize when she earns the patch and send that patch directly to her home. So let's talk about the online experience and how fun and easy this is. The first step will be to go to the URL listed on the page, gsnutsandmags.com/gsgwm. Now this URL is something that anybody can type in starting on the first day of the program, which is October the 1st. That'll be the first day. There are no more any emails that are required to be able to participate. Anybody and everybody can go ahead and start participating on their own by going to the URL and landing on the page that you see on the screen. They will simply start the process by clicking the register button. Now we have 4 easy steps for the girls to be able to participate. The first step is the registration step, where they simply put in their zip code so our site can validate they're on the right council's campaign site. And then we ask them to go ahead and put in the parent's information, for the parent to put in their email address and create a password. Then the step 1 process for the girls to register is simply putting in your troop number, typing in your name, and answering 3 simple questions. Those questions are, what does Girl Scouting mean to you? And we have a drop-down list that the girls can choose from. Then we ask them to go ahead and tell us what their goal is. There's a predetermined goal that will be already on the website of $175 in total sales. The girls can go ahead and get a little more ambitious than $175, or a little less ambitious, or just leave that alone. And then the third question is, please tell us what your troop plans to do with the money. So when you're talking to your troop leaders, ask them to say, you know what do you guys want to do with the money that you earn from the product program, so that all the customers can learn too. The reason we ask those 3 questions is because we know that customers are motivated by the girl and knowing why Girl Scouts is important to them, how much they're trying to raise, and some really cool things that they're going to do with the money that they earn through the program. And the more that the customer knows about those things, the more motivated they will be to continue making purchases. Step number 2 in the process is the ability to create your avatar. As you see on the screen, we have lots of different features that we offer. The first set of features is on the top part of the girl, where she'll be able to pick her skin tone and her hairstyle and her hair color. Now understand that with all the features in the system, there could be over 3 billion different avatars created through all these features. So I wanted to point out that this is a really fun activity. Girls can take their time, they can breeze through this whatever they like, because the idea is to make this avatar look as close to them as possible. They will be able to pick the eyes and the shape of their eyes, lots of different choices there. 3 choices of eye color, and then facial features, nose and mouth and freckles and braces and freckles with braces, and all sorts of different things to make their face look as close to them as possible. Then we get into the body part of the features, where they can go a little taller, a little smaller, a little wider, a little thinner, maybe even in a wheelchair. And then they can go ahead and choose the clothing, where they pick the uniform. They can be in the GIRL t-shirt, they can be in pants, shorts, skirt, and then a plethora of shoes, a ton of different shoe choices. Enjoy this part of it. You can have Uggs, you can have Crocs, you can have sandals, you can have flip-flops, you can have sparkly flats and cowboy boots and all sorts of different choices to be able to make your avatar look as close to you and reflect your personality as possible. After you make the avatar look like yourself, you can go ahead and add the voice to it. Last year, the girls that added their voice to their own avatar sold, on average, 50% more than the girls that didn't add their voice to the avatar. It is very simple. 2 clicks of the button and you can have your voice recorded through your computer. We offer the technology where they simply record their voice and then hit the button that says stop recording, and our system puts their voice to the avatar, and when it talks to the customer, the avatar is moving its mouth in the girl's voice and really creating a great creative message to those customers. Step number 3 is simply the opportunity to, if they want to, go ahead and customize their site even more by uploading their own photo of themselves or a video. The things that girls are doing today with TikTok and Instagram and using their smartphones is unbelievable. The technology they're able to access on those phones and create videos and then splice them together for some real creative things. They can maybe create their own jingle, maybe create a little bit of a dance and upload a video either during this registration process or after they've launched their campaign, and I'll show you how to do that. But we also want to highlight the fact that this is the opportunity for them to understand that they can get a patch with the avatar they just created on it. And then we put the criteria right above the patch on this page, letting them know that if they launch their campaign and reach $175 in orders, they will be able to earn the patch that they see on the screen. We go on to the 4th and final step of this program, on setting up their campaign of being able to put in the email addresses. Now, this is probably the easiest part of it all besides creating your campaign. You can import all the email addresses in your system by clicking on one of the icons listed on the screen: Yahoo, Gmail, Outlook, AOL, or simply the address book in your computer. If you click on one of those icons, our system will grab all the email addresses and display them on the screen for you to select or deselect any to add into the system. When you are ready to import all those into our system, you click one button that says import, and they will all show up on the actual screen on the M2 system. Then you can go ahead and click on the bottom right button that says launch my campaign, and our system will start creating an email to go to all those customers. After you do that, your campaign's launched. And then we display the window up top here that allows them to share the storefront that they just created, or our system created for them, on Facebook. A little tidbit on the screen here is 27% sales increase for those girls that share their storefront on average on their parents' Facebook page last year. So every year these numbers tend to go up even more. So a minimum this year of a 27% increase in sales if they share their storefront on their parents' Facebook pages. And you know how Facebook works. We give the ability to go ahead and share on a daily basis through the dashboard that I'll show you on the next slide. But when you post something on Facebook, it disappears after a short time. And so reposting and reposting on a daily basis will get them the most effective results. The last step of the registration process, even though they've launched their campaign already, is we display the ability for the girls to design their patch and then tell us where to mail that patch to. So this is a quick building page where the patch will appear on the left-hand side, and it'll change based off of their selections. They can pick their nickname or their first name or their initials at the top of the patch. They can pick whether the patch, whether the background is the avatar sitting in a kayak with the sloth swimming behind her, or on a hammock on land with a sloth hanging from the tree behind her. Once she designs her patch the way she likes it, she locks it in and then tells us her mailing address, because again, our system will know when she reaches their goal and automatically put this patch into production and mail it directly to the girl. So the faster they reach the goal, the faster they're going to receive their patches. Please understand that all the email addresses that are put into the system by the girl or the parent, as well as the mailing address, stay in the system and are only used for fall product program. Never, ever sold for marketing purposes or for-profit use at all. The girl's campaign headquarters is where she will land on every time she logs in after launching her campaign. A picture of that headquarters is right there on the top image. where she can go ahead and update her personal goal, make it bigger, make it smaller. She can access her online stores. She'll be able to update her Girl Scout details, including her avatar, email addresses. She can upload at that point a photo or a video if she wants to create one. The parents can actually click on a link that says add another Girl Scout. So if the parents have 2 daughters in Girl Scouts, this is where they'll be able to add another one to their already logged in credentials. So that when they go ahead and once they've created the second daughter, they can toggle back and forth between those daughters without having to log out and log back in. We're also encouraging all of the parents to enter the results of their nut order card sales. There's the icon that says manage paper orders that they can click on and quickly enter the 16 different numbers of what they've sold on the nut order card to get them into the system. Troop leaders will be able to help any parents that are struggling with being able to enter their own orders, and you will be able to help all the troop leaders and the parents with any other orders that need some help getting into the system. But we need all of the orders into the system in order for the council to be able to submit the nut order card and the initial order of nuts and chocolates to Ashdon Farms. There's another icon that says emails, and when they clicked on that, the girls will be able to see all the email addresses that they put into the system, whether they were sent, whether they're opened, whether somebody bought from them already from that email address, and add more email addresses throughout the campaign. Now we're going to, again, make it very easy for the girl to be able to earn her patch. And that is by sending out only one email and then reaching $175 in total orders. But to get more results, the more email addresses that are put into the system, I promise you, the more the results and success the girl will have, thus building her self-esteem and her confidence in using technology to have a successful fall product program. There's an icon that says reports that she can access all of the reports. Now, please understand that you and the troop leaders also have a report link on your dashboard. The reporting in the M2 system is second to none. We have created all the reports that you're used to, plus a lot more. The girls, you, everybody else can see reports by all sales and broken down individually by category, whether it's magazines, nuts and chocolates, or a combination of all of those, as well as many summaries. All our reports can be downloaded into a PDF, exported into an Excel file, or emailed to any email address that is entered into the system. We also provide some selling tools, including a personalized sales flyer and some business cards. Let's talk about the business cards, because when you click on the icon that says business cards, this window automatically pops up with a customized business card for that girl with her avatar on it and her online store code. So she can cut up those business cards, carry around a stack of them, and hand them out to different adults that she comes in contact with, saying, hey, you know what, when you get back home, please renew all your magazines that you already get through my online store so I can get credit for it. You pay no more for the magazines, and I'll be able to get to do some really cool things. The girls that hand out those business cards will automatically sell, on average, more than the ones that don't hand out business cards. And then there's an icon that says rewards. And when they click on the rewards, this is where all of the rewards live live. There'll be a scrolling banner of the most popular rewards, and underneath that will be every single reward in the program, the criteria it takes to earn it. And when the girl reaches a certain level, our system will put an earned patch over that reward, and then display 2 radio buttons at the levels where there's a choice for the girl to make between 2 different prizes or rewards. So that's how they manage their campaign very easily. Moving forward, there's one more icon that says the avatar's room. This window will pop up, and the girl will be able to see lots of digital rewards, as well as their troop photo. When they click on the troop photo, a new window will open up with all of the avatars of the girls in their troop, as well as the avatars that their troop leaders created. So after the girl launches her campaign, you remember that? They put in the email addresses and then hit the button that says launch our campaign. And I told you that that's when our system will create an email on behalf of the girl to go out to those email addresses that she provided of her family and her friends, or the family friends. The customers that get those emails will open it up, and it will look just like the one on the left, with the girl's avatar front and center, as well as more information about the product program here at Girl Scouts of Green and White Mountains. There'll be links to the magazine store and to the nut and chocolate store, as well as a link for the customer to click on if they'd like to hear a special message that the avatar will be able to deliver. If they click on that link, the window on the right-hand side will open up, and they will simply hit the play button, and the avatar will be under a spotlight delivering a message to that customer in the girl's voice. I highly recommend the girl get a little creative. Introduce herself by her own name, talk about the product program, and then what she's going to do with the money, because that message delivered in her own voice will undoubtedly put a smile on every customer's face, thus motivating them to make a purchase and even purchase more because of the creativity and them being able to relate that avatar back to the girl. When the customer clicks on the links to the storefronts, these are the front pages. The magazine storefront on the left-hand side and the nut and chocolate storefront on the right-hand side. Notice that the girl's avatar is front and center right on the page, along with the progress bar and the paragraph that was created when she signed up online in the first place and told us what Girl Scouting means to her, what her goal was, and what the troop is going to be doing with the money. When the customer goes ahead and starts shopping for the nuts and chocolates on that storefront, we will display this window front and center for them to make a choice before they start their shopping experience. And I'll ask the customer, would the items that you're about to buy, would you like them delivered to you directly by the Girl Scout herself, where you pay no shipping charges? Or do you prefer the convenience of paying for shipping on your own, getting your products a little bit earlier and having more options to be able to choose from? And depending on what the, as Todd mentioned, depending on the choice that they make, will depend on how many items show up on the storefront. Everybody has a link on their dashboard. You have it, the troop leaders have it, and the girls have it that says Manage Paper Orders. And that's where this page will open up and allow them to be able to simply type in the 16 total amounts that were sold for each item. So they'll, type it in 16 numbers, will take under a minute for most people, and they'll be able to hit the update button. Now, can they go back in there and add more orders to their totals? They certainly can. A lot of girls do it. And when you do it, it actually updates your progress bar towards your goal. This is where I recommend the girls watch their progress bar towards their goal and then go ahead and edit their Girl Scout details and increase their goal, because a lot of customers are motivated by being able to help the girl reach her goal. So always watch that. If a customer comes to the storefront and sees the girl's already reached her goals, they may not buy as many items as they would have if she was still trying to get to her goal. As Todd mentioned, and I've mentioned already, our reporting is second to none. So again, this is what the reporting page looks like for your perspective. You can break everything out in all sales, online magazines, online nuts only, the paper orders, a lot of different special reports broken up by service unit, by troop, by girl, and then your online girl delivered report. Everything totals up here in a little screen at all times, and then this is where you can go ahead and understand that every report is printable, downloadable, exportable, or emailed. When I say emailed, the report that appears on your screen when you're in the report section of our website, you can go ahead and type in an email address, and that recipient will receive the report that's up on your screen. It's a really neat feature. So how do you get in on the fun? And how do you get to create your own avatar and earn your own patch? That's right, I just spilled the beans. You will be able to do that. So let's figure out how to do that. First of all, on September 21st, each one of you and your troop leaders will be receiving an email from the system inviting you to participate. If the evening of September 21st comes along and you don't find that email, do us all a favor. Check your junk folder, check your spam folder, and double check whether it's in there, because it all will be sent out at about 10 a.m. on September 21st. So it should get there at 10:01. When you click on that and you find that email, you'll open it up and it'll look like the image on the left. It'll be addressed directly to you, and it'll have your username as your email address. It'll also have a link right here that you click on to get started. The first thing after you click on that link, it's going to ask you to do is customize your own password to get into the system. Then the troop leaders, after they click on their link and create their own password, they're going to be forced to watch about a 7-minute troop training video that will go ahead and talk about every link on their dashboard, how to use it and how to benefit from it. That is not required for you to watch. However, it does show up as a link on your dashboard. So please take a few minutes, click on that link, and understand what each of the links on your dashboard will do as well. They're very self-explanatory, and I promise This video will go ahead and oversimplify it for everybody, reducing the questions down to next to nothing. After the video has been watched by the troop leaders, you and the troop leaders will be able to go ahead and create your own avatar, design your own patch, and tell us what your mailing address is, so that that is out of the way. Right when you earn that patch, it too will be put into production and sent directly to you. And then the troop leaders have a feature in there that we encourage you to encourage them to activate. With one click of the button, they can activate the parent guardian email blast. What is that? It'll be right on their screen when they log in, and if by simply activating it, what that means is that every parent that is listed with an email address in our system already will get an email from the troop leader on the first day of the program, October 1st, reminding the parents that this program has just started and offering them the opportunity to click on a link to get them to the home page to help their daughter get started with the online portion of this program. There's a 72% open rate on those emails when the troop leader sends that from the system. Again, it only takes one click of the button. And last year, the troop leaders that activated their troop parent guardian email blast generated 100% more in sales than the troop leaders that did not take that one extra click to do that. When the troop leaders click on the parent guardian email blast, this page will open up and it'll allow them to see all the different emails. It'll view it, they'll give them the opportunity to see what does the email look like that's going to my parents. They'll be able to add more email addresses in there in case there's more parents that are supportive of the girl than are listed on the email list. And it'll also be able to see which parents have opened the emails, which ones haven't, and all of that information that the girl can see from their email list as well. The troop dashboard looks like this. The troop leader's avatar will be right there, and they will be able to see, as you will, the avatars created, the emails sent, the photos uploaded, and the videos uploaded. As these numbers grow, so will the sales numbers, and so will the totals of all different categories of the nut order or of the fall product program. These are the links that will appear on your dashboards. So again, everybody will have the training video for them to be able to access anytime after they watched it the very first time. I will point out some things about the messaging, but you can manage Troop Girl Scouts, you can manage users, see banking and payments, the reporting tab. You'll be able to see, with one click of the button, a troop summary report that shows up. You'll be able to access the paper order entry and help the girls and the parents enter any extra paper orders into the system. Troop leaders will be able to click on this button and opt out of rewards if they so qualify. And they'll be able to see all the rewards, personalized patch, and so much more. Your dashboard looks very similar, but there's not quite as many opportunities. There is the troop training video, the messaging, and everything else I just pointed out, including personalized patches and paper order entry. What is not on your dashboard or the troop's dashboard at the beginning, but will appear after the nut order after the initial order for nuts has been submitted to Ashdon Farms, is the delivery ticket link. When you click on the delivery ticket link, just like our messaging, just like our reporting, I will go over that in a second. But let me point out what happens when you click on the messaging. We make it very simple for you to communicate with your troop leaders. We already have their email addresses, so why not use our messaging system to simply reach out to all of your troop leaders very quickly and very easily. You can even use the type of announcement or a type of message you want to send to segment it to specific different troop leaders. It's really cool, it's really neat, and it's very easy. The troop leaders can do the same by accessing this system and messaging directly to their parents without having to go into their email, create a new email, put in email addresses, make sure everybody's in there, and send a message out. You please utilize the messaging system because it's built to make your life as easy as possible. When they click on the entering nut order card link on the dashboard, you will be able to see at the first glimpse all of your troops in your service unit. And then when you click on a specific troop, you'll be able to see all the girls in there as well. And you'll always see from whatever window you're in, who's entered nut order cards and who hasn't. And then when you click on a specific girl, you'll be able to open up her form and be able to verify or correct any mistakes in the system that she made. So the idea here is let the parents do it and then send the troop leader the image of the nut order card so that the troop leaders can verify the accuracy of the numbers that are in the system and correct them if need be, so that we don't order too much or order too little for that girl. It's a very easy system to be able to use. When you click on the reward link, then you'll be able to see all the girls, what they've earned, what choices they make, if they still need to make choices, and all of that information. It is really fun to actually click on these links and just see how powerful this system is, but how also easy it is for you to follow. All the rewards are calculated automatically. Like Todd said, there's nothing anybody has to put in the system except for the numbers of the nut order card sales. Everything else is calculated automatically in the system. The troop leaders can click on the banking tab and be able to see their gross sales, the total paid online by the customers, the total proceeds earned to that time. They'll be able to see what is the balance due to the council, or the balance due to the troop by the council. And then there's a really neat feature where the troop leaders can keep track of the payments that the parents make to them by using the Girl Scout payment feature. And they'll be able to drag down and select the girl who just made the payment, how much they made, the date they made it, and then any special notes about how it was paid. Was it paid virtually? Was it paid by check, cash? And then the check number. They can keep track of all that without having to worry about little sticky notes and pieces of paper around their desk. It's all contained for and made to make the volunteers' job a lot easier. The reports, I can't talk enough about the reports. Second to none, tons and tons of reports for everybody to be able to access. I mentioned that there's a delivery ticket link that will show up after the order has been placed with Ashdon Farms. And please enjoy this link. As much as you can enjoy a delivery ticket link, I promise you, you will be able to enjoy it, because we provide the opportunity to print delivery tickets and produce delivery tickets by service unit, by troop, by girl, by rewards, by product, with financials on it, without financials on it, all sorts of different ways. You can email them, you can print them. Everything possible that you need from a delivery ticket link is built into the system to make your job even easier. The girls, the delivery tickets that they will use, everything's broken out. They'll be able to understand that the items that they're delivering, which ones to collect money for and which ones not to collect money for, because all the online girl delivered items have already been paid for. But if they sold on the nut order card and they did not collect the money up front, then they'll need to collect the money upon delivery, and our delivery tickets will be able to point that out. Volunteer patches. I mentioned before that each one of you will be able to earn your own volunteer patch. Well, if you're a service unit manager and you're on this call, ours are complimentary to you. Compliments of me and M2 Media. So when your service unit realizes its very first dollar in sales, your patch, as long as you've created it, as long as you've given us your mailing address, will automatically go into production and be mailed directly to your home after it's been produced. The troop leaders will be able to earn their own patch if they are not part of a service unit volunteer list by having their troop reach $1,500 in sales. Now go back to that number I told you. Every girl in our system last year that went online and created their online campaign generated an average of $180 in sales in online sales only. That's in addition to our nut order card. So it doesn't take very many girls at all to just get up to $1,500. And most councils, or most troops in our councils that we've worked with over the last 7 years have earned their troop patch. So let's go over some dates here to wrap everything up. September 21st are when your emails to all the volunteers arrive. So please look for those emails, log in, and ask the troop leaders to go ahead and activate their parent guardian email blast. October 1st is the first day that the girls and the parents can get onto the home page and build their online campaigns. That's also the day that the parent guardian email blast will be sent out to the parents through the system. So even though the troop leaders activate it before the 1st, the emails actually leave the system announcing the sale has begun on October 1st. October 25th, we shut down all the in-person order taking on the order card and online. And that incidentally is the last day that the parents, the girls, or the troop leaders can enter any online orders. We'll give you an extra day to help out the troop leaders and the girls and parents enter any final orders that weren't put in the system in the first place. And then on November 14th, you will start receiving your items from Ashdon Farms delivered directly to you. And by the way, on your dashboard, there is a link that says deliveries. You can click on that and actually schedule in the system days that you'll be open for troops coming and picking up their items from you. You can create increments of time that the troop leaders can go into the system and select the different times that they will be showing up to pick up their items. So you know who's coming, you can get everything packed ahead of time and either leave it out on the stoop or be prepared for when they show up. But it is a really neat feature to make your life even easier. So what's next? Real quickly to wrap everything up, please look for the email on September 21st coming to you. Log in, watch that troop training video, encourage the troop leaders to pay attention to it because it plays mandatory for them. Create your avatar, create your patch, and ask those troop leaders to please activate with one click of the button the parent guardian email blast. And then please emphasize to everybody the simplicity of this program, how easy it actually is for the girls to create their campaign in under 10 minutes. And that the customers can order online, the girls will simply deliver the items because they've already been paid for. Lastly, to sign off, I'd like to introduce our customer care team. They are located up in Ohio, as I already told you. And they are there to accept all email inquiries as well as phone calls. They know everything about the program that you are running this year because it's all at their fingertips. So if you, the customers, the girls, the parents, anybody has any questions regarding technology, magazine subscriptions, rewards, or nuts and chocolates, feel free to call our team and they will be able to help every single person to a 100% satisfaction guarantee. So with that, I will turn it back over to the council, but I want to let you know that we appreciate all that you do. You truly are the difference in making a successful fall product program, and we appreciate all that you do to provide a positive experience for the girls to be able to learn all the different skills that come out of participating in this program. And we appreciate all you do for Girl Scouts. Good luck to all of you this year.
Thank you, Doug, and thank you, Todd, for joining us for the training here today. We did have one question for you, Doug, about next year in the M2 system. If the girls put in emails for customers this year, are they going to be able to go in next year and see those same email addresses?
The girls that put in email addresses this year that result in an order, those email addresses will appear next year. We will purge out all the email addresses that did not result in an order because what's the point? They will be able to backfill any of those that are required for next year with new email addresses. But yes, all the girls or all the email addresses that resulted in an order this year will be in the system when the girl re-registers next year. And by the way, that customer will also have an easier purchasing experience because it'll offer them to renew all the magazines with one click of the button and will auto-populate their shopping cart for them.
Awesome. That's great.